Yeah, I can tell this has been tuned. Wow, it's got way more power. These 1804s have way more power. I'm barely on the throttle. On the power loops, the tune seems okay. Yeah, I just can't go full throttle. It's too much for the props, I think. On this weight setup, it needs more weight, so I think it's tuned for an 850 and probably a naked GoPro as well. But yeah, I'm not too thrilled about putting a naked GoPro on this because they don't survive crashes. All right, so as you saw there in the flight footage, this thing's got quite a bit of a nice power to weight ratio compared to the Holybro Freestyle 4 that you saw a few days ago. And mainly, I think it has to do with a much more powerful, bigger motor, but overall lighter weight. And I did not fly with my naked GoPro because I had no way of powering it up. This does not come with the power plug like the Freestyle 4. I didn't really feel like taking time to do that. Wanted to see how this was going to fly without the naked GoPro. I did put the mount on there just to make the weight a little bit more comparable to the other one. But yeah, you need to solder on your own power cable. I don't know why this one didn't have that, whereas other previous models from RekonFPV did. It's probably because naked GoPros on this, if you're going to fly it as it was intended, is not a good idea. These things do not survive crashes very well at all. Usually they'll just die. So that's probably why they didn't put the mount on, even though they provide it. It's probably not a good idea to fly this with a naked GoPro if you're going to be flying it the way it was intended to be flown as a freestyle flyer. If you want to do like tricks and stuff like that, you crash, you're going to be out a few $100s for the naked GoPro. So that's why I didn't put it on this one. I did want to fly it a little bit harder, and it actually has too much power. So you saw that in the footage. I think when I went to full throttle, I got some kind of weird oscillations and stuff, and it just sounded very strange. Anyway, here's how much it weighs. So yeah, 154, and if you remember the Hollywood Freestyle 4 was like 190, I think 189, something like that. So this is significantly lighter. But also keep in mind, this is analog, not digital. It has a single all-in-one board there. It's like one of those 25 by 25 boards, F7 all-in-one. You got your Nano, Zeus Nano 350 milliwatt VTX. So obviously this is highly optimized to be much lighter. I think this is the Caddx Ratel FPV camera. So again, analog, not digital. There is a digital version of this as well. I don't know what that weighs. I'll link that down in the description. You guys can go look it up, and pretty sure it's going to be probably about 15, 20 grams heavier. That's typically what the difference is between the analog and digital versions. And you can see how the screws are mounted there for the stack. It looks like it does take 20 by 20 stacks as well, but obviously they went for the lighter setup. Press fit nuts here, M2 here on this model, and I think they were M3s for the arms on the Holybro. So a little bit heavier, but again, also maybe a little bit more durable. But this one is going for purely power to weight ratio. Unlike the Rekon4, the non-freestyle version, this one has a more traditional arm setup here instead of like a dead cat style. And this gives you a better flight feel in terms of the PID tune and everything for freestyle flying. Again, as I mentioned in the flight footage, I think this was also tuned for heavier battery for longer flight time. So if you want to fly with the lightest setup at a 654S, which is what I flew, you're probably going to want to adjust the PIDs just to accommodate the lighter setup. I think in this case, you're probably going to want to lower the P and D gains for the smaller battery. Anyway, so I'm going to show you the motors here. These are these 1804 3500 kV. This is obviously for 4S. I think there's a 6S version, maybe. I'll link that below if there is, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, this is a unique motor size. Obviously T-mounted here with the 4-inch props. But I think this is I think this larger, wider stator is going to be better for heavier setups, or if you want to do something with a little more power to weight ratio. So like these motors would be pretty good on that Holybro setup instead of that 1404 motor. I don't think these motors are that much heavier than the 1404 motors in compared to the one that's on the long range version of the Rekon4. But yeah, this motor is interesting. It's got lots of power. I think it's going to need a little more tweaking for the tuning, for the right battery and all that. But yeah, great motor for this setup in terms of a lightweight freestyle flyer, and it's not that noisy either. And yeah, it should be pretty decent in terms of surviving crashes because it's not that heavy compared to a 5-inch. So if you want to fly something in a lower weight class, less noisy, maybe at a park, and you want to do the sort of all those similar freestyle tricks, yeah, check this one out. This one's going to be, I think, better suited than like a 5-inch. It's going to be a lot heavier, a lot noisier, and possibly attract more attention. Maybe even, I guess, more dangerous in the fact that it's a lot heavier in case you're flying around people, which you probably shouldn't be. But yeah, this is a nice alternative if you want to be looking at that sort of lighter weight class with less noise and a little bit more agility. And also, I think this one will give you more flight time as well for the similar size battery in terms of like power to weight ratio and all that. Okay, that's gonna do it for this one. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.